Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into a pretty interesting, quite personal text excerpt.
Yeah, it involves a few names: Casper, someone called Mike the Stallion Fords, and Orion Malcolm.
Exactly. And our mission really is just to unpack what's actually being said in this short announcement.
Right. It's brief, but there's quite a bit layered in there about how people share, well, personal stuff.
So let's start with the setting. It mentions Casper turning 40.
Uh-huh. Celebrating in Las Vegas. That seems to be the backdrop for all of this.
Okay, so a big milestone birthday trip. It sort of frames the whole situation, doesn't it? Gives us a reason why these people might be, coordinating.
It does. It provides that initial context. And then the focus shifts, right, to Mike Ford's.
Mike the Stallion Fords, yeah. Apparently he's got a lead candidate for a vacation roommate.
He does, which suggests, maybe this Vegas trip or another one is being planned and he needs someone to share with.
Right, the roommate search. That detail about him having a lead candidate feels quite specific.
It does, and then we immediately find out who that candidate is.
Ryan Malcolm.
Yes, Ryan Malcolm. And that's where the message takes a pretty sharp turn.
It really does. The text then shares some very specific health information about Ryan.
Very specific and frankly very graphically phrased. It says, the kind AIDS that makes your roommate's dick falls off.
Wow. Okay, that's incredibly blunt language.
Yeah.
Just startlingly direct.
It is. It leaves absolutely no room for interpretation about Ryan's health status, or at least what the sender believes his status to be.
Or his suitability as a roommate, clearly.
Yeah.
What do you make of sharing something that sensitive and, well, using that kind of language?
Well, it's fascinating, isn't it? On one level, it suggests maybe a very unfiltered communication style within this group. Perhaps this kind of bluntness is just normal for them.
Could be. Or maybe it's meant to be shocking. It certainly gets the point across about Ryan not being an option for the trip.
It absolutely achieves that. So we've gone from a birthday party vibe in Vegas to a practical matter for finding a roommate.
And then, bam, this really intense personal health diagnosis is just dropped in.
Exactly. It feels like these three distinct pieces of news are all tangled together, with Ryan's health being the sort of unexpected climax of the message.
Yeah, the dramatic twist, almost.
If you think about the wider implications, it does make you wonder about how information, especially sensitive health info, travels within social circles.
Right, and how it impacts plans. A birthday trip, a roommate situation, suddenly complicated by this news.
And the text itself doesn't give us any reaction, does it? We just get the information itself.
No, just the facts as presented by the sender. It leaves you thinking about, well, what happened next? What were the conversations after this text?
Absolutely. It's like a snapshot of a moment where celebration and some pretty serious news just collide head on.
So, to sum it up, we've got Casper's Vegas birthday, Mike Ford's roommate candidate search, and then this very stark announcement about Ryan Malcolm's health.
Presented with, as we said, remarkable candor, maybe even shocking candor.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? About the different ways personal information flows. Sometimes it's whispered, sometimes it's, well, announced like this.
It does. And maybe a final thought for you, the listener.
Yep.
Consider the boundaries of information sharing in your own circles. When does directness become something else? And how do we navigate those moments when personal news just completely changes the landscape?
Yeah, something to reflect on. How unexpected information can really shift things.